Good morning, children. We are going to discuss about relational database. So we have studied about different types of data models. That is hierarchical data model, relational data model, and network data model. So in that, the main database model that we will study is relational database. So let us see what is a relational database. So in a relational data model, the data is organized into tables. So I have told you in the last class that our relational database looks like this Excel sheet, like a table with so many rows and columns. So these tables are called relations. So in a relational database, the table that we have created is called relation. So in a relational database, the tables are called relations. The tables are called relations. A row in a table represents a relationship among a set of values. So a row, this is called a row. Second row, third row. So this horizontal collection of cells are called rows. So a row is a relationship between two values. So a row is a relationship between set of values. So every row, in a row, each cell, what are the values in each cell are related to each other. So in a cell, in a row, each value are related to each other. There is a relationship between set of values in a row. Since a table is a collection of such relationship, it is generally referred to as using the mathematical term relation, from which the relational data model derives its name, because in a row the tables are contain so many rows, and each row the values are in each row the values in each row are related to each other. Suppose I am storing the name of a student, his marks, his date of birth, his address. So you can see each of these data are related to each person, that is his marks, his roll number, his marks, his age. So everything is related to each other. So since a table contains large number of rows which are related to the values in each row are related to each other, so it is called a relational database because they show a relation. So mathematically it is called a relational database. Now, let us see what are the basic terminologies associated with a relational database. So, first term is entity. An entity is something that exists and about which we can store some information. So, an entity is something that exists and about which we can store some information. It is an object which can be distinctly identified. For example, student entity, employee entity, item entity. So entity becomes name of the table. So in a database, I told we can create so many tables, and to identify each table we give names for that table. To identify in a database there are so many tables, and to identify each table we give names for the table, and that name which we give to the table are called entity. So entity is the name that is given for the table. Suppose in our database we have table student, that stores the details of students. Then teachers, it is another table that stores the details of teacher. Then library, which is the table which stores details of library books. So all these are in our database school. So this student, teacher, library, or are, all these are entities. That is the name given to a table. Then next one is attributes or data item or field. So all these are the names given for columns. Attributes or data items or field. So in a relational database, an attribute is a set of values of a particular type. The term attribute is also used to represent a column. So you should always remember the other names that we give for a column. In database, a column is always called as attribute or field or data item. So a column is always called as attribute or data item or field. So the other name of column is attributes or fields or data items. So a table consists of several records or rows, and each record can be broken into several smaller entities known as fields or attributes or columns. A set of attributes defines the characteristics or properties of. In this table, student relation consists of 4 fields or attributes. They are roll number, name, address, gender. So you can see a table. In table, suppose I told you before, this contains name, this contains roll number, this age, then this marks of student. So in every row, this column always contains the names of different students. So the data stored in a column are of same data type. So this always contains roll numbers, but this column contains age, and the last column contains marks. So the data type of a particular column is always same. But you can see the row. In a row, this is of name is of different data type, roll number is of different data type, then age is different data type, marks is of different data type. For a column, the data type is same. That is, in a row, a row is constituted of each of the columns. A row is composed of different columns or different attributes or different data items or different fields. So the different names of columns are attributes, data item, field. Then the next one. So in a table we know rows and columns. So we studied about columns. Now row. So like we columns we call attributes, data item or field. The name given for in a relational database, the name given to the rows are tuples or record. So each row in a table is known as tuple. Each row in a table is known as tuple. It is also called row or record. So the name of other names of rows are tuple or record. So in a relational database, we never use row. We use records or tuples. A single entry in a table is called record or row. So in a table, the first, if it is a table, then a single entry, that is all the details of the one person will be in one record. Then the next entry will be the next record. Then the next record. So each row represents a record. So a record in a table represents a set of related data. Then next is table or relational. So we know what is a table. In a relational database, data is stored in the form of tables. So that tables are called relations. A table is a collection of logically related records. In other words, we can say that it is a named collection of data items which represents a complete unit of information. It is a named collection of data items. So data items are each columns which represent a complete unit of information. Then next one is cardinality. So cardinality of a relation, that is cardinality of a table. So cardinality means number of records or tuples in a relation. So cardinality means number of rows in a table. Thus cardinality means number of rows in a table. So this is a table student, and the number of rows, you can see the number of rows means 1, 2, 3. Here there are some rows and last 10. So cardinality is the number of rows in the table. That is, here there are 10 rows. So the cardinality is 10. Then next one is degree of a relation. Number of columns or attributes is known as degree of a relation. So number of columns. So in this table you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the columns. So degree is number of columns. So degree is 4, and cardinality means number of rows. Then domain of a relation. So domain, it is defined as the kind of data represented by the attribute. So it is a set of all possible values that an attribute may contain. For example, in the given table student, domain for the field gender is 2, since it can have either M or F. So domain means in a column, in any column, what all values can come. So in this column, no other values other than M or F can come. So all the values M and F only can come in this column. Now in this column, all the characters can come. No numbers can come. All the characters only can come. So all the characters are the domain from which we can pick our data and store in this address. And for the name, all the characters can come. All the strings from A to Z can come. So all these characters from A to Z are in the domain for column name. And for roll number, only the integers can come. Positive integers can come. So that is domain. That is a collection of data from which our column can contain the value. Then body of the relation. It consists of an unordered set of 0 or more tuples. So the collection of all the tuples, all the records are called body of the relation. So the collection of all the tuples are called body of the relation. So let us see this table. In that, this is the relation. The name of the table is the relation. name of the table is the entity. So this table is the relation. Here the table name it is given as student. So the table name is student. So it is the student is the entity, and these are attributes or fields or data items. Roll number, name, address and gender are data items or attributes or fields. These are the names given to columns. Now rows. So what are the names given for rows? Tuples or records. So this whole row, 1 2 3, this are called records. And we have another thing, that is cardinality and degree. Cardinality means number of, so I usually tell them this is cardinality and this is degree. Then this is row and this is column. That is cardinality is number of rows and degree is number of columns. And you should not see this C to C. It is not C to C. That is cardinality and is not related to column. Cardinality is related to row. It is a shortcut to remember cardinality and degree. That is, there is C in cardinality and there is C in column. So C is not related to C, but then you can think that cardinality is related to row and degree is related to column. Now, therefore, with reference to the above relationship, we can say there are 10. Cardinality is 10 because there are 10 rows. Then attribute degree is 4 because there are 4 columns. Then roll number, name, address, gender are the attribute names. So roll number, name, gender are the attribute name. And the first tuple or first record is 1 Rinku Sharma, Tilak Nagar, F. Then the domain name of the attribute gender is M and F. That is, only M and F can be the values of the column gender. Okay, thank you children.